What's going on, everybody? Brett here, back playing some more Warriors of the North. Battle Brothers, I'm tired. I hate to start it that way, but I am super tired. And I'm a little disappointed. Something unfortunate happened. I lost about a half hour of recording. I took some fun battles. I started a quest here from Jimenstein to go off and discover this location. Had an awesome battle versus the Ancient Dead. Fought a ton of auxiliaries and a ton of necrosavants. It was a strategically interesting battle as well. I once again was able to employ the strategy of putting my back up against a cliff. We were on top of a snowy mountain, and I put all of my archers against a cliff. I surrounded them, um, encased them in steel, so to speak, cut down the auxiliaries. The Necrosavant still, though, on one horrible turn, managed to focus down Leisure Side and actually put him down. He ended up with brain damage, which, as we've talked about before, is not that bad of a trait to end up getting, because ultimately, with Battleforged, we're going to build him in as heavy armor as possible, so the initiative doesn't really matter. His experience gain is negated by the fact that he has Student, and he's almost level 11 anyway, so all we really end up with is 15% resolve. We do need to wait for him to heal up a little bit. He is quite hurt. What else happened in that episode? So we fought a lot of barbarians, discovered this kind of whole little peninsula here, took out a bunch of reavers, and I discovered the icy cave. So that was the big thing, guys. I don't know anything about the icy cave. Whenever I did my dev blog videos and went through all the different new and upcoming stuff for the Warriors of the North, they talked about 2 new legendary locations, but I don't spoil myself on stuff like this. I don't know what's in here. I wanted to go in, but I wanted to kind of finish up all these little fights first, turn in the quest, get some crowns, stock up, and then come and see if this is a boss battle, or if this is one of those types of things like the Goblin City, where they don't just let you in to fight the goblins. You have to help out the Goblin Slayer and do all those cool things. But I think we're going to check that out at the beginning of this episode. So y'all missed about a half hour of honestly really tactically fun battles and some really like nail-biting moments in this Ancient Dead fight. Just having our backs to that cliff, it just felt so cool as we cut them down. And the Necrosavants were honestly falling before our great swords, left and right. But I think I took the battle at night. It's hard to remember. And our bows were mostly ineffective. It was fun, guys. It was good times. And we got a couple levels off of that. The main level being on Isaac. And we went ahead and got him Lone Wolf as well to match Svarog. So we've got 2 Lone Wolf brothers, one on either side, and I kind of dreaded doing it because it seemed to me like it was too much like my last playthrough, and honestly if you look at my formation it's identical. So it's my personal playstyle, but I'm always trying to find ways to add flavor to it to make it different, like using Adrenaline. I think this has been a pretty fun addition, and from playing in my last playthrough I learned the importance of skills like Indomitable. So my playstyle is evolving, but maybe when we play some of the other Origins that really rely on different builds completely, I'm thinking more along the lines of, what are they, like the poaching background, almost like the Robin Hood-esque outlaw background, where I can imagine getting stuff like rotation, footwork, Pathfinder, and just playing really thematically, building just tons of dual purpose guys with bows. I see lots of other build potentials. Unfortunately, this is kind of just not my default, but I think it's my default most efficient playstyle. So having these 2 Lone Wolves on either side is going to allow us either to have a really strong set of backline or frontline defenders, or when the time comes that we're facing huge groups of enemies, we can send them out ahead to either absorb arrow fire, because they're really good. They're going to be really good at drawing any type of ranged fire, because the AI sees them as weak with no shields. And they'll also be really good at blobbing up lots and lots of infantry around them, and they'll be able to cut them down like that. And that's what the great swords are really good for, is hitting multiple targets, getting that stacks of reach advantage, and just staying in the fight. However, that is to say, I wish I could show you guys something even more different than this. But the big deal was I wanted to hold off on putting his last perk point into Sword Mastery, because because I feel like there's a chance we might get some other kind of perhaps unique or legendary weapon that we might want to use, and I would prefer not to be stuck using great swords and having some like legendary hammer sitting in my inventory that I can't use. And that's kind of the long and short of it. Also, you know, I went into a long explanation about how he has brute, so plus 50% damage on a hit to the head. This only has a plus 5% chance to hit the head. I forgot when giving him his perks to give him Headhunter. I could give him Headhunter in lieu of a particular mastery. However, I don't know about that. The masteries are so good when it comes to fatigue, and fatigue is definitely one of the killers in the late game. So right now, I think if I unpause this, we're going to be right next to some Reavers or some Thralls. We'll kill them. We'll turn in the quest to Jimenstein, and I think we'll head to the Icy Cave. I may save the game before going into there, because if it's some super ridiculous late game boss battle, you know, of course I don't want to get wiped. So let's just take on these barbarians. What do they have? Some thralls and a few warhounds. No big deal. The only consideration is we just need to make sure that Leisure Side is protected. And I'm sure he is. These guys look straight out of Conan the Barbarian. Look, I'm a dad. I might make dad jokes, and I might make the same dad joke over and over again. And if I ever do that, just bear with me, guys. I'm not an idiot. I just can't help myself. Because in my mind just now, I was like, I bet these guys know the secrets of steel. And yeah, that's a dad joke. That is a ridiculous and terrible dad joke. And look at us now, just decapitating warhounds. I wish there was an option to try and, like, keep them. The Impaler there is going to send him packing. And I don't know if we'll be able to catch that other dude. I don't think we can. Not without Pathfinder. It's too difficult for us to walk through the snow. And I think it was in the part of the episode they got cut off, but let me know, guys. Ooh, can we catch them? It's over. It doesn't matter. Just a little bit of experience we're passing up on. Let me know if you can hear the music. That's kind of a big deal for me. I want to know if you can hear it whenever I am not talking and things. If you can hear that awesome northern music. Because if not, I can always crank the music up just a little bit. But I'm trying to strike kind of a delicate balance for YouTube purposes. So we get paid just a bit. 2 more quests, that's cool. 2 more contracts. And the prices here are horrible. I can't believe that. Okay, well, let's sell off the really cheap junk. And hold on to the stuff that could sell for a decent price. Wow, these prices are so bad. What's going on here? Disappearing villagers, sure. I guess it's just because they still kind of hate me. That makes more sense. Let's organize that a bit better. That's all pretty cheap. And someone mentioned that I don't have to hold on to these janky shields anymore. All I need is a bear headpiece. And that made me laugh, because I was sad when I sold it. Wow, we have all the throwing axes that we need. You know, let's sell all the weapons and stuff. We don't need to hold on to that. We can just hold on to all of the really valuable things. And perhaps the throwing axes. So check it out. I have Shimmering Ashes. I killed Necrosavants, I promise. But man. Yeah, pretty upset about missing the recording. And that's probably the last I'll mention it. But let's go ahead and we can look at the contracts at least and see what they are. We sent the famed Sir Edgedius out there to go hunt down some foul beasts. Okay, what do you want? Hunt down what terrorizes them. That's no problem. That's my favorite type of mission. Let's kill some beasts. Come on, follow the tracks. Let's go. And it's Webnecks. Okay, this is only our second ever Webneck fight. Thankfully, we get to engage them during the daytime and on open ground, which is definitely the easiest way to kill them. They're going to have their egg sacs all over the place, and we're going to be surrounded. But we'll probably kill half of them before they even start to hatch. They're almost not worth the ammunition, but it's just going to make this go so much faster if I just shoot them. Like that. It's important to try and get the kills so that we can reset our berserk. Didn't we hurt one? We didn't. We missed a lot. Okay, quality miss. Crossbowmen are not on point right now. Spear walls are super effective against Webnecks. How aggravated would you guys be if I pronounced the K? I won't do it. I won't do it. That's another dad joke. I was hoping someone would jump in right here so I could get a big swing. But I guess I'll take a double kill. And we can lock this one down. And make sure we go first. And we could have chosen our targets a little better there. Step in, get the kill. Nice. Sir Lancel has got this. Yeah, killing these guys is almost relaxing because of how easy it is. Alright, let's try again. Nice, okay. Well, get them out of the webs so we don't suffer any of those debuffs. And once again, we're going to pick up a lot of crafting materials we can't do anything with. And we should kind of stagger our front line a little bit. We could probably jump Wonton back. Just because you'll see there's still 6 enemies here. And that's because more spiders have spawned. So that's it. There's no more spiders around us that we can see. We'll just pass as fast as we can. Hit spacebar. Yeah. In order for these types of enemies to be a threat to us right now, there would have to be probably about at least 23 of them to have the potential to hurt us. Our armor is just a little too good. Our weapons are able to basically one-shot them and two-shot them. I don't care enough to go and like track down their eggs and pop them. I think they're just running off the battlefield. Oh man, I guess I should have just hit end round. My bad, y'all. And let's end the round. I highly doubt anyone will come to do anything. Yeah, they're just spawning and running off the battlefield. There's literally no point to doing anything. End the round. We're already getting a fair amount. We're getting some venom here, venom, some silk, venom, silk. Silk being the most useful. Yeah, sorry guys, I know this is probably a little boring. I didn't choose the spider life, it chose me. I don't think you get anything from their eggs. I know I got an achievement one time for like getting to them before they hatched and destroying them. Let's do it again. Super fun. So while I got y'all here for just a moment not doing anything, there's a couple people who like to write short stories. Some of you, I guess you could kind of call it fan fiction in the comment sections. I recommend reading them. They're awesome. There's two of you out there. You know who you are. You guys have been super supportive of the channel. One of you is new, one of you is old. And I like both of your writing very much. And I hope that if you're watching this series, you take a second to read those, because they're not super long, but they're really well written. One of them is like journal entries from the point of Isaac, and the other is just general stories kind of as they happen in the episode, like a funny sometimes or sometimes dark retelling. And they've always been great. And I just want to show like big support to y'all, because the effort that y'all put into those stories really blows my mind. And I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to be pinning those whenever they pop up, so that you guys can see them if you check out the comment section. Because even for me, they add flavor to the campaign, and I'm the one playing it. So that's how you know they're good. Okay, there's a horde of them terrorizing. Why do they always want us to go there? I don't understand this. For like these little rinky-dink quests, like I don't want to do that. So the prices here have gotten better. Let's check our new bear hat barometer. And they certainly have. We can sell some of this. We don't need all this. We definitely don't want to sell this thick white fur, because one day, I believe, we will make it to a taxidermist. I know it's hard to believe, but we will. Where did we get all this wine? Huh. I don't remember getting that wine. That's something an alcoholic would say. So the three-headed flail, chance to hit head, 10%. It'd be the big one that we're looking for. Surprised this thing doesn't have a chance to hit head. Two-handed flanged mace. Because this seems like a head-bopping weapon. But I could be wrong. But anyway, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go to the icy cave. Let's see what that's all about before we move away. Because once I go down here and here, I believe I also visited Donnerstad. I did. And all they have here is an armorer. Not a great city. Not a lot of great cities on this side. But we still need to visit Rotterstead, which is a large city. So there could be some stuff there for us. And Elkshorn is another place we haven't visited. Okay, so I'm just noticing now, every one of these cities is now open to trade, and we can visit them. That's great. And we haven't raided these guys long enough that they'll probably like us soon as well, especially if we get an event to pay them 2K. So let's zoom in here and get into this icy cave. It looks like the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin. And guys, like I mentioned, I'm going to save the game because I have no idea what happens here. It benefits no one for us to get wiped on some super boss we're not ready for. But at the very least, we'll experience it together. And hopefully, it just is like the beginning of a quest, kind of like the windmill, which we also haven't found yet. So let's resume and go into the icy cave, a cave amidst a sea of snow and rock. A thick gate of icicles keeps your entrance well stayed. Are we in good shape? If it's something... No, we're not. Should we camp or something? For a minute? What time of day is it? We should, just for a minute. Just repair up. Maybe we'll lose one of the injuries. We did. We actually did lose one of the injuries. That's awesome. Okay. That was worth it, I feel. Let's go ahead into the icy cave. Hopefully it's a fight or something we can take. Whoa. You discover a cave in the ice with its moss shielded by a gate of thick icicles. Looking through the icy bars, you find the cave quickly declines down a steep slope and toward what may be an underground riverbank that has long since frozen. Something is huddled beside it, hitting the ice with a pickaxe over and over again. The wind whistles as it grates against the teeth of the cave. You call out to the huddled man, but there is no response. It will take some time to chop through this thick ice and get in there. Fortunately, one of the sellswords reports that there may be a rear entrance. It is blocked just as well, but a strong enough man just might be able to squeeze through and face any dangers within. I did not save the game. Let's leave, save the game. Did I save the game? I don't remember. I'm one of those guys that save the games a ton whenever I'm playing other games because I never remember whether or not I saved the game. Okay, so the choices remain the same. Nothing's changed. Good. I was hoping that wouldn't mess anything up. So we can send in Svarog, Isaac, Jotnar, Skibo. So these are three of our strongest brothers. And Skibo's kind of unique in that he uses throwing weapons. Who do we send in? If this is some sort of like stat roll test, almost like a D&D thing, or will we actually have to fight someone, or is this pure chance? But if I had to pick someone to fight, I mean, Svarog has the better gear because he has the better helmet. And then Jotnar has like that ridiculous armor and helmet and the Kopesh with that really powerful shield. You know what? I'm going to send in Svarog. I think he's got our best gear. I mean, that's a pretty strong looking dude, and he is level 11. Svarog Erdnot, Lord of War, heads off while you and the rest work on the front of the cave. You knock a few of the thick icicles out, letting you see into the cave with better eyes. Just as you do, Svarog Erdnot comes tumbling down an adjacent slope and lands right in the middle of the cave and slides across the frozen river and rides up its embankment. He hops to his feet and dusts himself off with a childish grin. In a flash, the huddled man slams the pickaxe into the ice with unhindered power, and the shards splinter from one side of the embankment to the other. The clank of the metal and shattered ice reverberate as though lightning itself had struck. Now you can finally see the stranger. He is a barbarian, shelled in broken armor that rattles as he moves. The icy walls mirror his steps, scattering his presence all around the cave in transient sheens. Jittery and jutting, his walk is seemingly going backwards despite his advance, as though his shadow were his true self and his flesh the afterimage. Despite being in a cave, his loud voice echoes, "Not at all. An interloper in my midst, a mere moment from the mist. These things I shall not miss." He approaches the sellsword like a cold spider unfurling from its trap door. You see that his face is half frozen, and a wry smile squeezes across the half that could still be called flesh. "I long to leave this body, my dear fighter. Will you help guide me out into something higher?" You can take him, Svarog Erdnot, Lord of War. I certainly hope so. So we're in a fight. Is it a 1v1? What? Okay, maybe Jotnar would have been better for this since he's shielded. But if this guy, do I even want to move? I don't think I want to move because I don't want to suffer the fatigue penalty. Holy crap. That's a unique helmet and a unique weapon. It's a barbarian madman. Okay. Well, our lone wolf is active. That's huge. That is awesome. I didn't even think of that. That's awesome. So we're getting a huge bonus here to all of these skills, which I can't imagine would do anything but help us win this. A 95% chance to hit. He also has Battle Forged. Did we hurt him? No, we didn't injure him. Oh god, he gets to go twice? Okay, we hit him in the head that time. Let's use Indomitable. We could drop our dog, but I don't know if a dog messes with our lone wolf, and I don't think we can afford to do that. This guy is strong. Is he healing or just using adrenaline? A deep abdominal cut, that's perfect. But we're bleeding. And we killed him. Did you hear that scream? Jesus. Barbarian Madman's Meat Axe. This massive and exceptionally well-crafted warblade is covered with runes and decorations that are typical for the barbarian tribes of the north. What? Thank you? This was like the coolest thing I've seen so far in this update. What even happened? Let me back in. I want to do some more fights. What just happened? And that sucks because I would love for Svarog to use that, but he's a sword master. So it looks like Isaac is going to use this. Wow. Switch him out. Keep him. I like really gearing out one brother at a time, kind of like we've done with Jotnar. And I think that kind of settles it, guys. We can give him Cleaver Mastery. Let's look at the attacks. Inflicts additional stacking 5 bleeding damage per turn for 2 turns. Decapitate. So it has the same attacks as a standard cleaver, but it's a two-handed weapon with much bigger damage than a standard cleaver, of course. But not nearly as much damage as a greatsword. 85 to 100. I mean, that's huge damage. Let's check it out. This is worth comparing. I'm almost positive I'm going to use it, but I just want to look at it first. This massive and exceptionally well-crafted warblade is covered with runes and decorations that are typical of the barbarians. Okay, so way less durability, way less damage. More damage ignores armor, and it's more effective against armor. It does the same shield damage. It takes more fatigue, but weapon skills build up 1 less fatigue. I think, honestly, the greatsword is a better weapon, and we're certainly going to hold on to it for now. But I think this is a cool enough thing, and I had said in the beginning that I wanted to equip all of our barbarian brothers with barbarian-type weapons. And I think this is the perfect chance to do that. We could consider, I mean, no. We dedicated our Thane to being a shield expert. So here, let's do it. Cleaver Mastery. It's done. That was awesome, guys. What a sick weapon. And I gave him the helmet just because, I mean, I can't help it. Look how sweet that looks. Super cool. So sorry, Svarog. He did all the work, and at the end of the day, all he gets is nothing. He gets his helmet taken away from him. God, there's no justice. There never was. What a sweet thing that is. I am stoked. Oh, wait. Okay. Svarog cuts the madman down. His chest armor shatters and flies off his body. Chunks of plate spinning and warbling into the air, and yet tethered together by some strange blue tendrils. Your men finally break through the icy cavern's entrance and slide down the declination. Svarog is quite alright, nodding smugly as he sheaths his weapon. Just a crazy F-word, Captain. You crouch beside the body. Ice contorts half the flesh, twisting it into nubs of black, and what isn't frozen is flaked by strangely sparkling rime. Despite his grisly state, the madman died with a wild grin on his face. The eyes are a bright blue, and you see yourself in their gaze. A faceless silhouette, and then the color slowly slips away. Not like you've seen before, but as though someone were dragging a curtain through a window, slowly sucking all color right into the sockets. The corpse grins at you, but you refuse to believe that is what you saw. One of the mercenaries picks up the madman's bizarre armor and holds it at length. What do you figure this is? The plates dangle from one another by some strange blue gelatin, and the insides of the metal slats are coated in bubbling, twirling blues, as though it were the work of some celestial blacksmith. It is cool to the touch, and gives beneath the slightest push of your finger. You've never seen or felt anything like it, but the armor itself is currently in an unusable state. You have the goop and armor put into inventory. Scour the cave for more goods, which there are none. Before you leave the cave, you glance at the corpse one last time. You think you saw it move again, but surely it is the cold of the frozen north that is playing tricks on you. So we gained broken ritual armor. You did well, Svarog. As you depart the cave, a local northerner covered in bear fur stands across the company. He looks at you, and in the cave entrance he asks, "Do you speak the southern or native tongue?" Keeping your guard, you confirm the former. He nods. "And what did you see in that cave? Did you see it?" You tell him you found nothing, only a madman. The stranger smirks. A madman? A madman? That is what you think you saw. It is within us all to speak warily of the unnatural, but not within us to recognize when nature herself takes a step back. Horrors are easier said than seen. That was no ordinary man, you fool, but the Irajok, a transient spirit that shifts from one vessel to another. No one really knows what it looks like. The whole world is simply a series of masks, and it will happily go from one to the other, usually taking the shape of animals, sometimes a man if he is so weak. It is a being of absolute malice. It cannot be killed. No, it sees death, even its own, as entertainment. It remembers those who escape it. It remembers those it wishes to play with. I pray you've a face worth forgetting. You put your hand on the pommel of your sword and tell him that whatever mysticism and myth-making he's got left, he can keep it to himself. You saw the madman in the cave, and that's all he was. A man. The stranger nods again and backs off. As you wish, and may you travel well. Boy, that was awesome. I am super hyped from that. And let's look at our inventory. What the heck did we pick up? The broken remains of a heavy barbarian armor covered in ritual runes. It's unusable like this, and yet you feel that there's something special about it. Perhaps there's some way to mend it. So I wouldn't be surprised if that has to do with the second legendary location, which of course we haven't found yet. We found the Golden Goose, the Icy Cave, the Ancient Statue and Ancient Temple, and the Witch's Hut. So that's 5. We still have the Spire, the Graveyard, the weird tree that heals an injury, the Goblin City, and the Windmill, the Kraken's Lair area. Man, there's a lot of legendary locations now. Check out these contracts. What do you want us to do? Search the battle site east of Dornestad for clues. Free any prisoners you find. It's a 2-skull contract, and it's the first contract I've gotten in a long time that actually wants to pay me real money. And this is one of the new helmets. The Nordic helmet with closed mail. Okay, it's like a step down from a full helm. That's cool. The prices here are not good, sadly. And they're really bad to sell. Yeah, we need to do contracts up here so that everyone doesn't hate us. While marching along, a lone merchant with his pack horse emerges onto your path. He has his arms out and his hands visible. Evening, travelers, might I interest you in some wares? He lists off a number of things the Jarls of Jorvik could possibly have no use for, but then he mentions a map. You must have raised an eyebrow because he raises his and a smile with it. Ah, interested in a map, are you? This here cartographical, topographical, geographical oddity carried by a man who, I assure you, is quite sensical. This here paper tells you the exact location of the famous Doomed Fields. I'm sure you've heard about it, yes? Host to untold treasures, resting place of some this world's finest arms, and all it'll cost you is a meager 1,200 crowns. He turns his head with a long grin. It appears he sold some of his teeth in this days on the road. So, travelers, what do you say to that? So, I feel like, man, let me know in the comment section if you know the answer to this. I feel like it's just a place that we could find on our own. I don't think paying him makes this place spawn. I think it just gives us a location where we could go and take a really hard fight. I'm going to pay him because I think there's a chance that he's going to give us a location that we could go straight to and perhaps get some rare armor or something. And for me, that's worth the risk. But 1,200 crowns is quite a bit. And it's going to show me that it's way over here. Of course, a place I would have eventually traveled to on my own. Anyway, let's just hope there's something sick there. We'll get to it in time. We did that in our last playthrough, and it took us a long time to discover it. You know what? Let's go down to Ratterstead first. I can't even tell you guys how much I want to find a flippin' taxidermist and try and craft some things for our armor. Come on, get in there before nighttime. We did, but no taxidermist, sadly. There's a weaponsmith, barber, tavern. Let's see if they have any rumors for us. Nothing. Anything unique in the marketplace? Good prices at least? Nope. Not at all. It's a good thing we're well provisioned right now, because we would be out of luck. Okay, well, we've discovered it at the very least. We know it's here now. But I guess the next step is to go to Elkshorn and Grafenheid. And hope that someone somewhere has a taxidermist for us. And we're searching this battle site. Thane Jotnar Lanson looks at the battlefield. Damn. You found the remnants of a fight, a bunch of ruined greenskins and men bundled together in a twisting, bloody ceremony. Horses stands off to the side, poking their heads at the scene with conflicted, ear-pinning curiosity. They scatter as your men start picking through the scene looking for clues. You bark an order out. Remember, the greenskins took prisoners. Look for tracks, men. Search everywhere. The battlefield doesn't have any clues, but the area just outside it does. You find a series of tracks staggered with the prints of men in greenskins. No doubt they'll lead to the prisoners, or at the very least those who took them. So let's track them down. Hope they're a group that we're in good enough shape to fight. I'm still just a little hesitant about our... Oh yeah, we can take this fight along the way as well. Just some thralls and warhounds. That's a nice little easy pickup for us. A nice little warm-up. Oh wow, that's a lot of thralls. Well, I wasn't expecting quite this many guys, but I think we shouldn't have that hard of a time either way. They're all basically shirtless and shieldless. Check out that weapon. Isaac, you're looking pretty tough. And don't worry, Svarog, we'll get you a sweet helmet before too long. Let's go after anyone that wants to throw something at us. Come on, no big misses. Wow, that was awful. Come on, guys. We're going to shield wall. There's enough of them that I'm not necessarily worried, but it just makes sense to shield wall before they get in and close the distance. We could step out with our lone wolf brothers. And they're not quite triggering it yet. Let's use adrenaline there. Shield walls up. Easy kill. Step in. Yeah, almost certainly another easy kill. And adrenaline again. No doubt they're going to go for Svarog. His armor's still a bit jacked up from the icy cave. But it's not too bad. And we're going to be able to support him quite nicely with our archers. Shield walls working wonders. And he died from bleeding. Fortunately, Svarog is not quite far enough away to get his lone wolf. But we're going to throw some arrows up here. And we're going to advance with our front line as well as we can. Luckily, he does have underdog, though. So he has no malice whatsoever from being surrounded. Let's clear the way up here. Dang, not dead. Alright, Skibo. That's what happens. That is what happens when you mess with the frickin' Lord of War. They didn't know. They did not know who they were messing with. Nobody gets out. Nobody. And I'm sorry to the pups. Oh no, you don't. Tried to stun us with that bear claw. He died bleeding out as well. This guy's gonna make it away. Go on then. Tell what you saw here. I don't know if you guys ever seen Beowulf, the animated one. It's kind of a weird, like, hybrid animation. The end of that movie, I watch that from time to time just to kind of like pump myself up before I do like a workout or something. I know it's kind of cheesy, but super badass scene at the end where he's an old man who already knows his destiny, Beowulf that is, and he just knows that there's no living man who can slay him. And a Northman challenges him to a duel, and he says, "I'll be the famous man who kills Beowulf." Watch that if you ever get a chance. Even if you don't get to watch the movie, just Google like Beowulf, you know, ending scene, and it'll show you. A lot of like hidden wisdom in that movie. I think it's severely underrated. It's over. The more I've watched that movie, the more I appreciate it. Yeah, this was a great fight. This gave us a ton of stuff for almost nothing. Let's keep following these greenskins. Hopefully we're not following an enormous warband, but they're paying us a lot for this. Hopefully just because it's time consuming and not because this is like 10 orc warriors, 10 berserkers, and a warlord. Yep, this is pretty time consuming, alright. Come on. Another battle site. And, man, another bunch of thralls. Do we take it? Not at night. I think we keep going and we'll come back here perhaps on the way back. Are they going to ambush us in the woods? Is that what this is doing? I hate it when we get ambushed. See little paw prints? Here they are. No, this is just some berserkers and some... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, that's a little different. I didn't realize it didn't have the gold symbol. Many orc young, some ambushes and skirmishes. We can take these dudes. Especially on open field. No advantages for the goblins. Yeah, shoot at my kite shields. Perfect. There's 15 of them though. Jeez. Where are they? Focus down the heavy hitters, the orcs. They're all young, so they're pretty juicy targets. And we want to kill the guys with the nets too. It sucks that they put them on the high ground and just made them that little bit too hard to hit reliably. We can almost ignore their archers completely. It's a 47 versus a 30. No, we'll take the 68. And we'll just chill. 38. Nice throws. So what we could do is go full lone wolf on these guys, but they're not quite strong enough for that yet. It's safer, I think, for us at this point to just continue using them as a means of keeping people from flanking us. I just try to get lucky there. don't think anyone will be able to reach us this turn. But what we're going to want to do in our front line is use Indomitable. Especially in this area. So like here. Probably just the whole front line. Because anyone who doesn't have Indomitable is going to get jumped on and stunned. Okay, they landed a hit, but at least it wasn't poisonous. Yep, that got me. They went after the one guy without Indomitable, but they're going to pay for this. Yeah, the two guys without Indomitable, actually, but I thought the spear wall would save us, and it just did not. Go for the long shots. I think our front line can clean up what's left. Come on, get the kill. Damn. I'm getting a little bit greedy, but I want the goblins off the field. Then it just becomes a pretty straightforward green skin mop-up. Nice. Well, I see a big hit there. And he did get a big hit. He's using shield wall. Whatever, it's still a 40-something% chance. And we can go ahead and switch out to our polearm. And I'm going to go up and take this high ground here with Lancel. So now that we're closed in here, we're just going to wreck these goblins. Ooh, what a nasty shot on Fritz. Crossbowmen can switch out to their pikes. We'll leave the archers with their bows, because we may have to use them to counter skirmish, and we're going to need that range. So here we go, down the line. Boom. And we're going to step in here, use Indomitable, because we gave them a triple surround. We'll step in here, and then we'll use Wonton to go to the back to chase. Their whole front line is routing, however. We left some of our back line open, but I'm sure we're okay. Yeah, good luck with that. They got Isaac. They got him in a nice little surround. $36. Wow, nailed him. Perfect. Can we get really lucky? Kinda. Because they're routing, they have no zone of control, so we could have just thrown if we wanted to. And we're going to whiff everything. Step in there. Let's just get the kill so that way we can get Berserk. Trigger even more morale penalties. And without a doubt, he'll be able to use, I keep wanting to call it Footloose. the movie Footloose. He'll use the movie Footloose to get away from me. It's footwork. So if I go first, I can kind of circumvent that. Suicidal Goblin. Alright, let's hit him. We did, but he still is probably going to get away. No, he's going to stand and fight. You brave little toaster. Talk about like the saddest movie you've ever seen. The flippin' brave little toaster. This is a sweet weapon. I just don't know if it's better than the Greatsword. I'd love to hear some of y'all's opinions. I just don't think it is. It looks sweet. It has upside. I mean, the special bonus of like -1 fatigue is something. It's not. I don't see it as a ton of an upside, but I mean it is an upside. Okay, can we just kill this guy already? Let's go. I'm gonna run him down. They made me chase him all the way over here. Somebody's getting hit with Something. Polearm. Nope. Don't have enough for that. Everyone goes first except for the people who are standing right next to the goblin. And there they go. So we have some levels. We've picked up some random loot. The Greenskins defeated, you and the Jarls of Jorvik rush into their encampment, where you find a goblin poking and prodding a man who has died from torture. Ozzy grabs the unwitting goblin and puts a blade through the back of its skull. You follow blood trails into a nearby tent to find a group of blindfolded men huddled together. They skirt away from your voice, but you quickly make it clear that you're here to help them. The poor souls have been through a lot. Returning them to your employer Baron Bjarn von Esten and their homes should make for a good recovery. Alright. Kind of want to kill these dudes too. We killing greenskins while we killing greenskins. Fighting, you know what? I don't want to fight berserkers in the forest. I want to fight them on open ground. And this is just a case of a time thing. Like, I could chase them around and wait for them to go. I could easily beat them in the forest, I have no doubt. But it potentially isn't worth it, especially since we know we have some fights over here we can take. And I don't think we need to help these guys, honestly. Ooh, there's some orc warriors in here. Did they kill them that fast? Could this be our first orc warrior battle? Do we want to do that? I don't know. It's a few orc warriors. There's only 9 of them. So the thing is, in these battles, the best thing you can do is to isolate the young, kill the young as fast as possible, and then all you're left with is going to be like 2 or 3 orc warriors. Which, you know, you surround them, you hit them, they get fatigued, they get scared. Especially if you make use of Fearsome, which I used a lot of in my last playthrough. I also had the direwolf pelts on like all of my brothers. So whenever we fought orcs, we just wrecked them because we were able to scare the heck out of them every time we hit them. You know what, we need to be using Indomitable. And the orc warriors here, for those who've never seen them before, they're pretty bad dudes. We have the tools to beat them. We have multiple crossbows. We have really powerful two-handers. Indomitable is great because they love to push you around. Alright, let's see what they got. We didn't kill any of the young, but we really injured a couple of them. Okay, I'm not sure I want to waste... Yeah, let's just kill him. Kill him just so we can shoot this other guy. Funnily enough. Okay, looks like he whiffed the stun. Perfect. We're going to step in here. That way we can get the split. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed. Let's see if we can make him bleed, and we can. That's going to help us because they have huge HP pools, big armor. And crossbows are invaluable, and so are polearms. Big hit. Step in, get a better surround here, and also be able to put some damage on this guy. Didn't get the bleed. Ragnar, you are a much better crossbowman, but a billhook is much better than a tier 2 crossbow. That was pretty lucky. Nice. Put 2 big shots there. And yeah, send him running. And once the warriors start running, that's pretty much the fight. Wow, that was huge. He's almost done too. He wants to leave. He wants to go home. Man, if we could just get a swing here, we would probably kill all of them. Almost got him. And that's going to be it for him. He's done. So not a bad fight. I just didn't want to help those other guys. Honestly, only because it takes forever. When you have to sit and wait for the AI to fight the AI. It's not unfun, it just takes a long time. And sometimes it's a great strategy. In the early days of this game, especially if you play on harder difficulties, something you can do is always look for friendly AI to fight with. And you might find an army composition that's way too tough for you to take out, but if you can kill them early in the game, you get some sweet armor. And the only way you can do it is to drag in a garrison, get that enemy group to follow you, drag in a garrison, and get them killed. And just use them, as meat shields for your clever plan. So let's head into here, take this one last fight. I don't, once again, want to take this fight at night. We'll just wait a second, heal up, repair our stuff. Go in at dawn, and take them out. And this will be the last fight of the day. It's been a pretty good one. Once again, still a little salty about losing some of that recording, but at the end of the day, we had some awesome events today. We saw some new enemies, our first Orc Warriors, that crazy ice cave event. And, we're going to make some crowns and finally get closer towards finishing that ambition we've been holding on to. Really? Whenever I see these javelins getting thrown, I always think of the movie Troy, where Brad Pitt's character throws a javelin just an unbelievable distance. And even in the movie, everyone's like, is that real? Is that even possible? Can a man really do that? So I don't know if you know this, but Brad Pitt is the hardest man alive. We're going to go first, and we're going to get a swing, and we're going to kill everybody. You, sir, are done. We're going to go before the Warhounds. Step in. Let's go first. No reason to let them do anything. Do dogs have zones of control? They do. That's worth remembering. If I'd have thought about that for another second, I would have remembered for sure. Alright, here we go. And now he has huge stacks of reach advantage, plus 15% melee defense. Gotta love that. Man, we gotta land hits with that weapon. And we can come up here and pin down the other dude. We got a bleeder. These throwing weapons are still super dangerous. We're really just getting lucky they're not nailing us. 130 armor, the basic mail is... I mean, you could almost leave your archers in basic mail for almost the entire game until you get unique stuff. But I wouldn't really recommend it unless they're really spec'd for dodge and nimble. And at this point, we really don't care who we hit. We just want to get as much damage as we can downfield. Soften them up. Nice. Step here. Alright, so no one should be escaping anymore. Wow, Wow, we both used adrenaline. I think, yeah, but he goes first. Okay, so I think if two enemies, two people both use adrenaline, it just goes by, whose initiative is the highest. I don't want to use any more rounds on them. Just a quick execution. I'm gonna run him down. Come on, there we go. Good loot? Maybe. Like all of this. We don't have a ton of room left in our inventory. We need to be a little bit choosy about what we pick up. What do we have in our inventory that we could toss? Yeah, we don't want any of that. Let's get rid of it. And these aren't worth much either. Yeah, that's all fine. There's probably a little bit more optimization we could do, but we don't need to do that. So let's head back to Donnerstad. We'll wait until we get there to sell stuff, because they should like us a bit more after everything we just did for them. There's no reason we can't just quickly stop in and see what the prices are. That could be a little bit foolish just to ignore it, because they might be for all we know, they're going to have an event. Yeah, you know what? This is 17. I think that's good enough to sell, because they have ambush trade routes. We might get to the other place and the prices just aren't as good. They're not going to be great to buy, but they're going to be great to sell. Be very careful not to sell anything we can't live without. And we have some paints here we could use. I don't think you need valuable furs to make anything. Oh no, that was a mistake. This place makes furs, so we didn't make any money off of that. We probably missed out on about 250 crowns there. That sucks. I'm not going to cry about it or anything, but that sucks. Damn, and we can't buy ammunition from this place. This place is ridiculous. Yeah, we're out of here. Let's go back to Donnerstad and see how they like us. We'll get our 3K. Actually, we've already got 600 from that. So we'll get our 2400. Hopefully the prices there aren't better. I don't think they will be, though. They may be similar, 1 or 2 high or something like that. Come on. Okay. Was kind of also hoping to get someone to join my party from that encounter. What are the prices here? Worse. Way worse to sell. So glad we sold. I had a feeling. That's just me kind of knowing the game and how it likes to do you. We'll buy all the ammo, all the tools we can. May as well check the armor. And wow, that looks so cool in red. Oh, this is another new helmet as well. The step helmet with mail. It's a nice one. We could consider buying this for Svarog. Or even getting these 2 reinforced mail hauberks. But a good price on these is about 2,300, and right now they're 28.55. So I don't think we're going to do that. Plus, we're super close now to finishing off our 15k quest, and if we just take these 2 contracts, or I called it a quest, our ambition to get 1,500 or 15,000 crowns to increase our inventory size even further. I think it'll be the maximum size, and at that point we can go adventuring forever, and it's just an expenditure we don't have to worry about. But we need to not buy anything for right now, and I think, like I said, that's going to be it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Today was a pretty epic episode, and I'm happy to have experienced that with you. We have a lot of levels to go over at the beginning of the next episode. I know we could have pumped those today, but we're going to do it, have something to do tomorrow. And yeah, so that's it. Later, y'all. And subscribe if you haven't already. My channel is growing and I'm super excited about it. All right, y'all. That's it. Peace.